When a man loves you, it is not simply a feeling that passes by like the wind. It is a profound force, a commitment that shapes the very core of his existence and affects the dynamics of his world. Love, in its truest form, is not just a fleeting emotion. It is a deliberate decision to care, to act, to protect, and to build. And when a man truly loves you, that commitment translates into tangible actions, choices, and behaviors that can shape your relationship, your sense of self, and even your place in the world. Understanding what it means for a man to love you requires understanding the nature of love itself. Love in its fullest sense is not a passive feeling that comes and goes. It is an active, dynamic force that requires sacrifice, growth, and most importantly, understanding. When a man loves you, he must first recognize that love is not about fulfilling his own desires or expectations. It is about honoring your individuality, respecting your autonomy, and acknowledging your unique needs and desires. A man who loves you will not view you as an object to be possessed or controlled, but as an equal partner in a shared journey. He will understand that your thoughts, emotions, and ambitions matter just as much as his own. In this understanding, he will not seek to diminish you or make you smaller in any way. Instead, he will work to help you grow, both as an individual and within the relationship you share. This type of love is not based on superficial attraction or convenience, but on a deep, genuine respect for who you are. One of the most significant aspects of a man's love is his ability to listen, not just hear. It is all too easy for someone to hear words without truly processing them. To listen is an active act of engagement. It means paying attention to what is being said, feeling the weight of the emotions behind those words, and responding with empathy and understanding, digesting the words. It then means responding with empathy. When a man loves you, he will listen to your fears, your dreams, your concerns, and your joys with a level of attentiveness that makes you feel heard and valued. In this, you begin to see that the foundation of love is built not just on shared experiences, but also on communication that fosters connection. But love is not merely about understanding each other's words. It is about comprehending each other's actions, even when those actions are not immediately obvious or spoken aloud. A man who loves you will pay attention to how you express yourself beyond language. He will notice your body language, the little things that communicate your feelings, even in silence. This ability to attune to the subtle ways in which you convey your inner world speaks volumes about the depth of his care. Love, at its most profound, is rooted in an understanding that goes beyond the surface and reaches into the very essence of who you are as a person. This is the basis of the relationship between the two of you. However, the true measure of a man's love is not just how well he listens or how deeply he understands you. It is also about how he demonstrates that love through his actions. Words, while important, can be easily said and forgotten. It is actions that provide the real evidence of love. A man who loves you will show you in countless ways that he cares, that he is invested in your well-being and your happiness. He will make sacrifices, not out of obligation, but because he genuinely wants to ensure that you are supported and fulfilled. These sacrifices might not always be grand gestures. They could be as simple as making time for you when life gets busy, offering a hand when you need help, or stepping up when you feel overwhelmed. They are about demonstrating that his love for you is not contingent on what he gets in return, but rather on the joy he finds in your happiness. These actions, small or large, are the fruits of his love, the tangible expressions that prove that his commitment to you is real, not just a passing sentiment. At the same time, love is not about constantly fulfilling each other's needs in an idealized way. Relationships require effort, work, and sometimes conflict. The truth is that no matter how deeply two people care for each other, there will be moments of misunderstanding, disagreement, and frustration. The key to navigating these challenges is not in avoiding conflict, but in how you manage it. A man who loves you will not shy away from difficult conversations or uncomfortable moments. He will face them with the goal of resolving issues, understanding your perspective, and finding solutions together. He understands that conflict does not have to lead to disconnection if it is approached with care and mutual respect. Furthermore, a man who loves you will not attempt to shape you into something you are not. He will see you for who you are, flaws, strengths, vulnerabilities, and all, and will love you through it. He will not attempt to mold you according to his ideal image of who you should be. Instead, he will love you in all of your complexity, appreciating both your strengths and your imperfections. Love in this sense is not about seeking perfection, but about accepting and embracing each other as complete individuals who are on a shared journey of growth and discovery. In addition to acceptance, a man who loves you will encourage your personal growth. True love does not stifle you. It pushes you to become a better version of yourself. He will be your greatest supporter, not because it serves his interests, but because he wants to see you flourish and realize your full potential. A man who loves you will encourage you to chase your dreams, to confront your fears, and to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. He will not be threatened by your success, but will celebrate it with you as a testament to your strength and your capabilities. This encouragement comes from a place of deep respect, not competition. He will not be intimidated by your ambitions or your accomplishments, but will see them as a reflection of your character, which he admires. This type of love creates an environment where both partners can grow without fear of judgment or criticism, knowing that each person is supported and encouraged to reach their potential. Calibration, facilitating response and learning from each other. A man who loves you will also be willing to confront his own flaws and shortcomings. He understands that love is not about being perfect, but about being willing to evolve and improve. He will take responsibility for his actions, admit when he is wrong, and seek to make amends when necessary. This humility is a powerful testament to his love for you. He recognizes that love is not about pride, but about mutual respect and growth. It takes strength to be vulnerable enough to admit mistakes and to work towards becoming a better partner, but this is precisely what a man who loves you will do. He will show you that his love is not conditional on your perfection, but on his commitment to building a relationship based on trust, honesty, and shared effort. Moreover, love requires sacrifice in the form of compromise. A man who loves you will not demand things go only his way. He will recognize that a successful relationship is one built on mutual give and take, where both partners are willing to adjust and adapt in order to accommodate each other's needs. Love is not about winning arguments or getting one's way. It is about collaboration and mutual respect. Achieving happiness is about collaboration and mutual respect. A man who loves you will be willing to make compromises, not out of weakness, but out of a deep desire to make the relationship work. He will understand that some things are worth giving up for the sake of the larger goal of building a strong, lasting connection. His position becomes clearer, and the decision he makes will often be better for the marriage. This compromise, however, should never extend to the erosion of your own boundaries. Love is not about sacrificing who you are to please someone else. A man who truly loves you will respect your boundaries and will not pressure you into compromising on your core values or beliefs. He will want to build a relationship that is grounded in mutual respect, where both partners can be true to themselves while still making the necessary adjustments to foster harmony and connection. In the face of hardship, a man who loves you will not abandon you. Relationships inevitably face challenges, personal loss, financial strain, health issues, or external stressors, but a man who truly loves you will stand by your side through these trials. He will offer support not out of obligation, but out of a deep sense of loyalty and love. He will show up when you are at your lowest, when you feel most vulnerable, and offer you the comfort and reassurance that you are not alone. His love will be a steadying force, reminding you that even in the face of difficulty, you are both in this together. Diana, thanks for joining us. I'm happy to say we're recording. At the same time, love is not about codependence. A man who loves you will not seek to control or isolate you. Instead, he will encourage you to maintain your independence, to pursue your interests, and to nurture your own sense of self outside of the relationship. This balance between interdependence and individuality is crucial for a healthy, thriving relationship. A man who loves you will understand that your well-being does not rely solely on him, but that both of you bring something essential to the relationship that makes it stronger. In addition, a man who loves you will not be afraid to show affection. Affection in this sense is not merely about physical touch, although that can be a meaningful expression of love. Affection is also about demonstrating care and tenderness in everyday interactions. It is the small gestures that communicate warmth, understanding, and intimacy. A man who loves you will take the time to show you that he cares, not just through grand gestures, but through the little things. Whether it's a kind word, a gentle touch, or an act of service, these expressions of love build a foundation of trust and connection that deepens over time. The nature of love is such that it can only thrive in an atmosphere of mutual trust. Trust is the bedrock of any successful relationship, and a man who loves you will understand the importance of earning and maintaining that trust. He will not take your faith in him for granted, but will work every day to ensure that you feel secure, valued, and respected. This means being honest, transparent, and consistent in his words and actions. Trust is not something that can be easily restored once broken, and a man who loves you will guard this trust with the utmost care. In conclusion, when a man loves you, he will demonstrate that love in countless ways, through his actions, his words, his sacrifices, and his commitment to your growth and happiness. His love will be a force that shapes both of you, not as individuals who are isolated from each other, but as two people who have chosen to walk through life together, supporting, growing, and evolving side by side. His love will not be about perfection, but about mutual respect, trust, and the shared desire to build something meaningful and lasting. When a man truly loves you, his love is expressed through consistent actions and decisions that show respect, care, and support. It is a deliberate choice to be present and to invest in the well-being of the other person, not merely a reaction to momentary feelings. A man who loves you will support your personal growth and encourage you to become the best version of yourself. He values your autonomy, respects your individuality, and fosters an environment where both partners can thrive without fear of judgment or suppression. For love to be enduring, it must be built on a foundation of trust, openness, and genuine understanding. A man who loves you will listen attentively, act with integrity, and remain loyal, demonstrating care and commitment through both words and actions. He may not act willingly, his actions will often be loyal in actions, but they will be careful in the selection of love. In its truest form, is not a fleeting emotion that bursts forth in moments of passion or disappears during times of difficulty. At the core of love as an active commitment is the realization that true love is not about merely feeling affection in the moment. Emotions are often unpredictable, fleeting, and influenced by external factors. While affection, passion, and tenderness are all important components of love, they are not the entirety of it. The essence of love lies in how we choose to act, even when the emotional high fades or when difficulties arise. Love is a decision to stand by someone, to support them in their growth, and to nurture the bond between you, regardless of what external challenges may come your way. It is a conscious decision that requires strength, patience, and perseverance. Enter love, enter patience, enter perseverance. This active commitment is most evident when we are faced with challenges. Relationships are not exempt from difficulties. There will be times when one or both individuals experience stress, sadness, frustration, or fear. In these moments, love does not fade away. Rather, it is in these very moments that love proves its depth and authenticity. A man who loves you will not abandon you or withdraw when things become difficult. He will not use temporary struggles as an excuse to distance himself or withhold affection. Instead, his commitment will shine through during hard times, as he chooses to remain present, to support you, and to work alongside you to overcome challenges together. This is the difference between a love that is merely a passing emotion and one that is grounded in a deep, active commitment. When a man loves you, his actions will demonstrate that he is not simply waiting for things to be perfect in order to express affection. He will not withhold his love during moments of frustration or difficulty. Instead, he will be intentional in how he shows up for you, even when the world around him is uncertain. Love in this sense is about choosing to be there for the other person, not just when things are going well, but especially when things are not. This way of being loving is about understanding that true commitment means walking through the storm together with unwavering dedication to one another's well-being. This active commitment is also reflected in the way love is expressed over time. A relationship that relies solely on emotional highs will eventually wear thin. Emotions are often fleeting and can fluctuate based on numerous factors. But a love that is sustained by active commitment is not based on transient feelings. It is about building a foundation that withstands the inevitable ups and downs of life. When a man loves you, he understands that the consistency of his actions, his care, his presence, and his support will provide a solid foundation for the relationship. He will not wait for perfect circumstances to express his love. Instead, he will find ways to show his affection and appreciation, even in the midst of life's complexities. For example, love, as an active commitment, often means being present when the other person needs it most. It means showing up not only when things are easy, but especially when things are hard. In the face of personal struggles, whether it's work stress, family issues, or health concerns, a man who is committed to you will not shrink away or focus solely on his own difficulties. He will be there, offering support, encouragement, and practical help. He will take the time to understand your struggles and offer his assistance, even if it means sacrificing his own time, comfort, or energy. This willingness to sacrifice for the other person is a key element of love as an active commitment. It is a conscious choice to put the other person's needs on par with your own, even when it may be difficult. In doing so, a man who loves you demonstrates that love is not about convenience or comfort. It is about dedication and selflessness. This kind of love acknowledges that there will be times when one person will need more and the other will give more. It is a dynamic process that requires both individuals to show up for one another, understanding that love is not just about what you receive, but also about what you are willing to give. Moreover, active commitment in love also requires emotional maturity. It is not enough to simply act in a loving manner when things are easy. True love demands that we also engage in the emotional labor necessary to maintain a healthy relationship. A man who loves you will take the time to understand your emotional needs, your fears, and your vulnerabilities. He will not shy away from these aspects of the relationship, but will instead approach them with empathy and care. At the same time, however, a man who loves you will take the time to understand your emotional needs, your fears, and your vulnerabilities. He will not shy away from these aspects of the relationship, but will instead approach them with empathy and care. He will engage in the work of emotional support, offering comfort and understanding when you need it, and also offering space when you need it. Love as an active commitment is about showing emotional intelligence and maturity, recognizing that both partners have unique needs and doing the work to meet those needs in a way that fosters connection and trust. When love is an active commitment, it also means making conscious decisions to nurture the relationship over time. It is not enough to let the relationship stagnate or take it for granted. A man who truly loves you will continue to invest in the relationship, even after the initial stages of infatuation or romantic excitement have passed. This means putting in the effort to spend quality time together, to maintain open communication, and to continue building a deeper understanding of one another. It means showing appreciation for the little things, whether that's expressing gratitude for the efforts your partner makes or simply taking the time to check in with them regularly. A key aspect of maintaining an active commitment in love is also knowing when to give and when to take. Healthy relationships are reciprocal, meaning that both partners give and receive in balanced ways. A man who loves you will understand that love is not one-sided, it is a mutual exchange. This means that both partners should be equally invested in the relationship and willing to contribute to its growth and well-being. He will not expect the relationship to be a one-way street, but will actively seek to support and nurture you in return for the love and care you provide him. Love is not a transaction. It is a shared experience that requires effort from both individuals. The decision to actively commit to someone also involves vulnerability. True love cannot exist in an atmosphere of guardedness or emotional distance. A man who loves you will be willing to expose his vulnerabilities, to be honest about his fears, insecurities, and challenges. He will not hide behind walls of pride or self-protection, but will choose to be open and transparent. This vulnerability allows for deeper emotional connection and trust to form as both partners learn to understand one another at a deeper level. It also means that love is not about perfection, but about acceptance, accepting each other's flaws, weaknesses, and imperfections, while still choosing to love and support each other. Islamia. This sense of vulnerability is crucial in maintaining an active commitment because it fosters an environment in which both partners feel safe to express themselves fully without fear of judgment or rejection. When a man truly loves you, he will create a space in the relationship where both of you can be your authentic selves, free from the pressure to conform to unrealistic expectations. This authenticity is a key part of the commitment he has made to you. It is not about pretending to be something you are not, but about loving each other as you truly are. Love as an active commitment also requires resilience. There will inevitably be moments of conflict, disagreement, or disappointment in any relationship. It is impossible to avoid challenges entirely. However, a man who loves you will approach these moments with the intention of resolving issues and growing stronger as a result. He will not use conflict as an excuse to withdraw or disengage, but will engage in the process of reconciliation, seeking to understand your perspective and find common ground. This resilience in the face of conflict shows that love is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them together with the belief that both partners can come through stronger on the other side. And furthermore, love as an active commitment requires ongoing self-reflection and growth. A man who loves you will not assume that his love is perfect or without fault. Instead, he will regularly reflect on the relationship, seeking ways to improve and strengthen it. He will be open to feedback and constructive criticism, knowing that growth is a lifelong process. This self-awareness and commitment to personal and relational growth ensure that the love shared between partners is not stagnant but continues to evolve and deepen over time. Love is not something that can be left to chance or taken for granted. It requires consistent, conscious effort and a commitment to the well-being of the other person. When a man loves you, he will show you through his actions, words, and decisions that his love is not just an emotional reaction, but an enduring and active choice. This commitment is not contingent on the circumstances or how he feels in any given moment, but is based on a deep understanding that true love requires ongoing effort, care, and selflessness. It is a commitment to building something lasting, something meaningful, something that transcends the fleeting emotions of the moment and creates a foundation for a life shared together. True love at its core is not about stifling one another's growth or molding the other person into a version of themselves that fits a narrow ideal. It is about nurturing each individual's uniqueness, allowing both people to flourish as they evolve within the relationship. True love fosters an environment where both partners are encouraged to grow into the best versions of themselves, to explore their potential, and to pursue their dreams, even when those dreams may lead them down different paths. And so, psychological safety in the marriage. When two people come together in love, it is often seen as a uniting force, bringing their lives, their ambitions, and their worlds into alignment. But the most enduring relationships are not built on the idea that one person must lose themselves to become part of the other. Rather, true love is built on mutual respect for individuality. It is about recognizing that each person is unique with their own desires, quirks, goals, and perspectives. When a man truly loves you, he does not seek to erase your individuality or suppress your personal growth. Instead, he encourages and supports you in becoming the fullest version of yourself. One of the primary ways love fosters growth is by encouraging self-discovery. In a loving relationship, both individuals should feel safe enough to explore who they are, what they truly want, and what they are capable of achieving. This journey of self-discovery is fundamental to living a fulfilled life, and love provides a secure space for this exploration to happen. A man who loves you will want you to know yourself deeply. He will support your personal exploration, knowing that by becoming the best version of yourself, you can contribute more fully to the relationship. True love allows space for change, growth, and transformation because it recognizes that both individuals are constantly evolving. Growth in love is not just about achieving personal goals. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel that they can take time for themselves without feeling guilty or pressured. A man who loves you will respect your need for solitude and reflection. He will not feel threatened by your need for personal time, but will instead understand that this time allows you to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself. Love that respects individuality means allowing each person the freedom to take care of themselves, knowing that doing so only enhances their ability to give to the relationship, and a sense of justice respecting each individual's interests. In love, growth is a continuous, shared process. It is not something that happens only at the beginning of the relationship, but is woven into every moment, every challenge, and every experience that both partners go through. A man who loves you will recognize that love is a dynamic, evolving force. As time passes, both individuals will change, adapt, and evolve, and this evolution is not a threat to the relationship, but a testament to the strength of the bond between them. The growth that each person experiences individually enhances the relationship because it allows for a deeper connection, more understanding, and a broader capacity for love and support. Love encourages individuality not only by giving space for each person to grow, but by helping each person develop their sense of purpose. When a man truly loves you, he helps you discover your true calling, your passions, and the things that bring you joy. He supports you in your endeavors and encourages you to follow your dreams. Esther was grateful that there was someone in her life to help support her endeavors and to encourage you to follow your dreams. Love in this sense is not about holding the other person back or limiting their potential. It is about propelling them forward, helping them reach heights they may have once thought impossible. True love recognizes that each person is unique with their own dreams and goals, and it encourages the pursuit of these goals with passion, commitment, and courage. As love fosters individuality and growth, it also nurtures a sense of interdependence, where both partners bring their strengths and experiences to the table to create something greater than the sum of its parts. This interdependence is not about relying on one person to complete the other, but about two people sharing a life in which each person can contribute fully. bringing their unique qualities, experiences, and perspectives to the relationship. It is about creating a life together that celebrates both individual and shared achievements. Share. Ultimately, love encourages growth and individuality because it is based on the principle that both people are equally valuable, worthy of respect, and deserving of the freedom to pursue their own paths. True love creates a partnership that is rooted in support, encouragement, and mutual respect for each other's dreams and aspirations. It recognizes that love is not about possession or control, but about fostering the freedom for each individual to grow, evolve, and become the person they are meant to be. By nurturing individuality and growth, love becomes a force that enriches both partners' lives, creating a stronger, more resilient relationship that can withstand the tests of time. Love, at its most profound, is built on a foundation of trust, communication, and mutual respect. These are the pillars that not only sustain a relationship but enable it to thrive and grow over time. Without these essential elements, love can wither under the weight of misunderstandings, unmet expectations, and emotional distance. True love requires a commitment to fostering and maintaining these qualities, which can only exist when both partners actively cultivate them. Trust, communication, and mutual respect form the bedrock on which the intimacy and connection in a relationship are built, and they shape the way partners navigate challenges, share their vulnerabilities, and create a lasting bond. And intimacy and trust with yourself begins with your ability to get to know yourself deeply and honestly. Trust is, without a doubt, the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. It is the invisible thread that binds two people together, allowing them to be vulnerable, open, and honest with each other. When a man truly loves you, he demonstrates trust in you through his actions, words, and choices. Trust is not something that can be demanded or forced. It is something that must be earned, nurtured, and preserved over time. It is a delicate thing, fragile yet incredibly powerful when cultivated. Trust allows both partners to feel secure in the relationship, knowing that they are valued and that their emotions are safe with one another. Trust begins with the understanding that both individuals are committed to each other's well-being. In a loving relationship, trust is not just about faithfulness or loyalty, though these are certainly important aspects. It is about creating an emotional environment where both partners feel supported, valued, and understood. When a man loves you, he builds trust by showing you that you can depend on him, not only in moments of joy, but also in times of hardship. Trust is demonstrated through consistency, reliability, and the reassurance that no matter what happens, both partners are committed to each other and the relationship. Oftentimes, spouses of the opposite sex may not like each other. At the heart of trust is vulnerability. To trust someone is to allow yourself to be open and exposed, knowing that they will handle your emotions and feelings with care. When you trust someone, you are giving them the power to hurt you. Yet in the context of love, that vulnerability becomes a strength. A man who loves you will protect and cherish your vulnerabilities, never using them against you, or taking advantage of your openness. In return, he will also feel safe enough to reveal his own vulnerabilities, creating an atmosphere where both partners can be their true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. Communication is another essential element of love that allows a relationship to thrive. Communication is not simply about exchanging words. It is about understanding and being understood. Effective communication requires patience, empathy, and active listening. In a loving relationship, communication is the bridge that connects two people, allowing them to share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It is through communication that we learn about each other's needs, desires, and fears, and it is through honest dialogue that we can resolve misunderstandings and deepen our connection. When a man loves you, he will prioritize open and honest communication. He will listen attentively when you speak, offering his full attention and seeking to understand your perspective. Good communication involves not only expressing your thoughts clearly, but also being receptive to your partner's thoughts and emotions. It requires a willingness to engage in difficult conversations, whether they are about your relationship, personal struggles, or external challenges. A man who loves you will not shy away from these conversations, but will approach them with care, empathy, and a desire to strengthen the relationship through understanding. Communication also involves the ability to express emotions in a healthy and constructive way. In any relationship, there will be moments of disagreement or frustration. When communication is open and honest, these moments do not threaten the relationship but provide an opportunity for growth. A man who loves you will communicate his feelings, concerns, and disappointments without resorting to blame, criticism, or manipulation. He will seek solutions that benefit both partners, rather than letting resentment or anger fester. True love thrives in an environment where both individuals feel comfortable expressing their emotions, knowing that they will be heard and respected. Mutual respect is the third pillar that sustains love and allows it to flourish. Respect is fundamental to any healthy relationship, as it fosters equality, understanding, and a sense of dignity for both partners. Respect means recognizing each other's boundaries, honoring each other's individuality, and treating one another with kindness and consideration. It is not about one person dominating or controlling the other, but rather about creating a partnership in which both individuals are valued equally. Mutual respect allows both partners to grow, express their needs, and be their authentic selves without fear of being dismissed or belittled. When a man loves you, he will respect you in all aspects of your being. He will acknowledge your strengths and flaws, your successes and struggles, and he will never try to diminish your worth or belittle your opinions. Respecting someone means recognizing their autonomy and giving them the freedom to make their own decisions, even if those decisions differ from what you might choose. It means supporting their goals, dreams, and aspirations, and offering encouragement when they need it most. Respect also involves being considerate of each other's emotional and physical boundaries, acknowledging the importance of consent and mutual understanding in all aspects of the relationship. Proverbs 10:13 tells us to respect others' boundaries, but that includes considering their areas and the role they play in our life. It also includes considering the importance of consent and mutual understanding in all aspects of the relationship. Mutual respect extends beyond the individual to the relationship itself. It means treating the relationship as something precious, something worth protecting and nurturing. When both partners respect the relationship, they make choices that prioritize its well-being, even in the face of challenges. Mutual respect means putting in the effort to maintain the relationship, to continue learning about one another, and to show appreciation for the love and connection that exists between you. When you are ready for the rational communication that exists between you, trust, communication, and mutual respect are deeply interconnected. Without trust, communication becomes strained and superficial, as partners may feel insecure or unwilling to open up. Without effective communication, misunderstandings can arise, eroding trust and respect. Without mutual respect, both trust and communication are undermined, and the relationship can become imbalanced or unhealthy. Together, these three elements create a harmonious dynamic in which both partners can thrive individually and as a couple. They form the foundation upon which love can grow, evolve, and endure. Building and maintaining trust, communication, and mutual respect is not always easy, and it requires effort from both partners. However, when both individuals are committed to cultivating these qualities, the relationship becomes a powerful source of support, growth, and fulfillment. Love that thrives on trust, communication, and mutual respect creates a safe space for both partners to be themselves, to pursue their dreams, and to weather life's challenges together. In such a relationship, both individuals are empowered to grow, knowing that they are loved, valued, and respected. Trust, communication, and mutual respect are not static. They require ongoing attention and effort. A relationship that thrives on these pillars must be actively nurtured, just as a plant needs sunlight, water, and care to grow. Both partners must be willing to invest in the relationship, to listen, to learn, and to adapt as they continue to grow together. Love, at its best, is an evolving force that strengthens over time as trust deepens, communication becomes more intuitive, and mutual respect is continually demonstrated. Trust is inherently distributive, and mutual respect is continually demonstrated. When a man loves you, he recognizes that love is not simply an emotion but a series of choices and actions that require intentionality and commitment. Trust, communication, and mutual respect are not just concepts or ideals, they are the living, breathing elements that sustain and enrich the relationship. These qualities create a solid foundation that allows love to thrive, to withstand the trials and tribulations of life, and to grow into something deeper and more meaningful over time. True love is not just about passion or infatuation. It is about creating a partnership that is rooted in understanding, kindness, and support, where both partners can be their true selves and flourish together. It's about commitment and respect for another,